You know the feeling, the chaos, the tension, the sound of war. But before every mission, you wait. You stare at the screen, the one that details your next objective. But where most players just see a loading screen they have to wait through, we see something else. For an editor, that's not just a HUD, it's a masterclass in motion design. And today, we're building that exact same effect from scratch inside DaVinci Resolve. I'm going to show you how to build the entire animation, the frame, the crosshairs, the glitch transitions, using just a handful of nodes. And stick around, because at the end, I'll reveal a plugin that creates effects like this instantly, saving you hours of work. All right, first up, let's build the main frame. Drop in a rectangle mask over a light gray background. To make it a perfect square, head to the inspector. In the width box, type an equals sign. This opens up the expression field. The formula is simple. Link it to the height and multiply by your aspect ratio. So, now the height slider controls the whole square. Sweet. Uncheck the solid box and crank up the border width to create the stroke. To get those signature corner cuts, add another rectangle mask. Change its paint mode to minimum, then hit invert. Now just shrink the width control. It slices right through the middle lines, leaving you with 4 clean corners. Duplicate that mask and just flip it 90 degrees to get the vertical cut. For the lines, we'll use 2 more rectangle masks. For the first, set the width to 1 and use the height for your thickness. For the second, set the height to 1 and use the width for thickness. Now, copy your main square mask, paste it after the lines, make it solid, and change its paint mode to subtract. Finally, copy your line nodes and just change their color to white. Now, building this stuff from the ground up is an awesome skill to have. But let's be real, on a tight deadline, you don't always have time to build a complex HUD from scratch. Honestly, while prepping this tutorial, I went looking for professional examples and found a ton of effects just like this one, plus even more complex variations in the libraries from the sponsor of this video, Motion VFX. And it just so happens they are running their biggest sale of the year right now. It's called the Final Price Cut, and the deals are insane. You can get a massive 30% off site-wide with the code FINAL. On top of that, they're running weekly flash sales with 5 new products at up to 50% off. Their library is a total lifesaver for editors using DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, or Premiere. This is literally your last chance to grab their perpetual plugins before the entire sale ends on December 7th. Huge thanks to Motion VFX for supporting this channel. I've dropped the link directly to the sale in the description. Seriously, don't miss out on this. Now let's back to your effect, and this is where it comes alive. Add a new rectangle mask and connect it to the merge node, then go to frame 0. Set the width and height to the same value and the scale to 1, and add a keyframe. Now jump forward 10 frames and drop the value to 0. Make sure to check invert for this to work. Open the spline editor and smooth that curve out for a nice ease. Now copy that mask. For this copy, we don't need to animate it to 0. Just set the paint mode to minimum and check invert. If the animation feels too fast, just head to the keyframes panel and drag the end keyframe a few frames forward. At the moment your white color hits the square, copy the square mask and make it smaller, switch it to stroke mode, level it down to 0, and keyframe it back to life in 10 frames. Then duplicate it, make it solid now, and set to add. Then in keyframe tab, offset a few frames for smooth timing. Alright, let's add the final layers that sell this effect. At the frame where the main animation completes, add a black background and a transform node. Set its size to 0 and add a keyframe. Jump forward 20 frames and scale it up to fill the frame. As always, smooth it out in the spline editor. We need the white crosshairs to expand with it. Select the mask that control your white crosshair, go to the first keyframe of your black background's animation and set a keyframe for height. Then jump to the final keyframe and scale it up to match. And here's the key to sync them perfectly on the spline editor. Now let's rebuild those white corner elements on top. Add a new background node, make it white, and connect it over the black one. Mask it with a rectangle stroke. To create the black interior, just add a transform node after it and scale it down. Then, use our same subtract mask trick to remove the middle lines. Now we have our clean corners. Next, the glitch effect. This is a simple but powerful trick. Just copy the animated transform node from your black background. Now merge the 2 transform outputs together. On the second merge, just drag its keyframes a few frames forward and slightly lower the blend. Instantly, you get that cool delayed glitch effect. Now to reveal your footage. Add your video or photo and use a transform node to fit it inside the black background. And here's a quick pro tip. If your media's aspect ratio doesn't match the frame, just scale it up so it's slightly larger than the black background. Then simply add a rectangle mask and adjust it to perfectly crop your footage inside the frame. With a merge node, keyframe the blend from 0 to 1 so it fades in right as the animation settles. At the exact same time, create an opposite animation for the white corners, keyframing their blend from 1 down to 0 so they disappear as your video appears. It's a seamless handoff. And for that final integrated look, just copy the white corner nodes we made earlier and merge them over your video layer. You can adjust their scale if you need to, and now your footage is perfectly embedded inside its own HUD frame. And there you have it. Now to animate it out, just let your footage play for as long as you need. Then, simply reverse the keyframes we made. Animate the photos blend back to 0 and the black background scale back down. It's the exact same process, just in reverse. But here's the most important tip, especially if you don't want this effect stuck in the center of your screen. To make this a truly reusable modular asset, add one final transform node at the very end of your entire node tree. Now you can move, scale, and rotate the whole effect anywhere you want. And the secret to making this work without ugly cropped edges is to go into that final transform node and change its edge mode to duplicate. And one last troubleshooting tip. If your line animations ever feel jerky, just jump into the spline editor, select their keyframes, and smooth them out so they start fast and end slow. That'll fix it right up. Huge thanks again to Motion VFX for supporting the channel. Now it's your turn to create.